Good morning. It's December 28th. It is the time between Christmas Day and New Year's, the middle of the Christmas season, which just began on Christmas and continues through the Epiphany. And don't go take down that Christmas tree yet. Christmas is not over. If you like these videos, please hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll try to be a little bit more faithful in the new year with these videos if I can. Today, I just wanted to share some thoughts of hope. I was listening to a priest give a talk. He does a daily talk, and it's not very long. And he was talking about the Omicron, and he was distinguishing between words of hope and the overwhelming negative pronouncements from certain people. Being real careful what I say, because I don't want them to take down my video like they've done some in the past. Certain people that are out in front of the mainstream have taken the Omicron and said, this is the new wave. Okay, this is what I have been able to find out by not listening to them, but going to the data itself. Go to South Africa, where this thing started. There's a 25% vaccination rate there. Yes, it spreads, but almost nobody's getting sick, bad sick. It is like the flu. And, think back before COVID, when people used to get the flu. And I can do this very easily because before COVID, we went on a cruise, and just before. And when we got back, several of the people that were on the cruise with us, including my wife, got the flu. And I can remember it well because the whole point was to keep the person that had the flu kind of away from the kids and away from everybody else, so that they wouldn't transmit the flu to anybody. It wasn't a matter of keeping everybody in the house isolated with the person who had it. It was get us away from the person that had it. And I guess that's a little bit of the frustration with the way this whole thing has been executed perfunctorily. What I mean by that is, normally, you would, in a case of illness, you would isolate the sick people and keep them sequestered from the healthy. But in this case, what we've done is, if anybody had any dealings with a sick person, they were isolated, and you cause this big impact on a lot of people, many of whom have had no symptoms. Let me give you a couple of really professional sad stories from football. We're big sports people in our family. So the Saints have two people on their team who were Iron Men, quote unquote. They had played many games without missing a game. One was a defensive lineman, one was a linebacker. Well, 2 weeks ago, because of this random testing rule, they tested one of the linemen, and he tested positive for COVID. He had no symptoms. He was not sick. He never got sick. But because he tested positive, he was quarantined for 10 days. So he missed a game. When he had missed a game, I think his whole career. That's sad. And then just this week, same thing happened to one of the linebackers for the Saints. Random testing, the Saints lost 21 players and had to play a football game last night. They got crushed. They literally had to sign people off the street the day of the game and put them on the thing and try to get them to play. That's just ridiculous that we're letting random testing of people with no symptoms go through this. I know I'm venting about it, but it's because if it's really like having the flu, why don't we just treat it like having the flu instead of treating it like what we had when we had this COVID, which was killing people. This thing is not killing people. And so I guess the frustration is that it doesn't need to be this way, and that's why I come with a message for hope. My message for hope is that we focus on the positive and not the negative, no matter what the officials are saying. Ignore all that stuff. Focus on truth. Go find the facts yourself. Figure it out. If it's not affecting you, don't worry about it. Look, we had Christmas. We have had family gatherings. We've gotten together, and nobody got sick. Nobody got sick. I have a relative that works at a hospital. He's an executive at a hospital. He says, look, he told all the people at all the offices, look, go about your life, live your life, take the mask off and work, breathe air, give oxygen to your brain again so that we can start to recover from all the negative impact that all this stuff has had. Instead, what some people are saying is, hey, you better start wearing masks again. This Omicron thing is gonna, it's catchy, everybody's getting it. No, I don't see anybody getting it, quite frankly. And even the ones that are. So what if you get sick? If you get the flu? We've gotten the flu for years and years and years, and that's what this impact is like. I know I'm rambling, I know I'm fussing, and I hate to be fussing when I'm supposed to be talking about hope, but let's talk about hope. It's a new year starting in a few days. Let's resolve ourselves to not even watch the news, not even focus on any of that negative, and then instead get on your computer, get away from Google, uninstall that, go to DuckDuckGo so that when you do a research, you're not going to have the bias of the left-wing Google. And go to DuckDuckGo and then on a daily basis search for the important things that are going on. Put in daily COVID news and you'll get different stories than you get from the mainstream media. When you hear those stories, they're going to give you some information. Put that information in DuckDuckGo and go for the details, for the stats, the statistics, the reality. What is really going on? Not filtered by somebody's opinion who is telling you about it. Even me, I'm telling you, don't take my word for it. Google it, get some news, whatever the story is, get to the heart of the story, get to the underlining details. If some reporter says that some officials said something, go get what they said, watch the whole talk. Sometimes it's 5 minutes long, sometimes it's 10 minutes long. But what you'll find out is what the reporters are saying is only what they want you to get from the talk, and sometimes it's out of context and you're not getting the truth. And that is at the heart of this whole thing. I believe that from the beginning, we have not gotten the truth. We have not gotten the information about the effects of the jab. I'm telling you, if you go look at the effects of the jab, you'll see that hundreds of thousands of people were adversely affected. I read a story just the other day about an editor from the New York Times who got his booster and the next day had a heart attack and he was in his 40s. Okay? They don't want to attribute it to the shot because what they say is if you got the shot within 2 weeks, you didn't get the shot, which is crazy. But you only get that information if you go looking for the information. So as we begin the new year, there are a lot of great things going on. I'll be leaving tomorrow for Kansas to see the new twins. Preached on Christmas Day, which was absolutely awesome to be able to share a Christmas message. And I'm just looking forward to a different 2022 than what we had in 2021. You know, being retired from law, I just have a few law cases. Most of my work is at church and my Amway business, and those two are fantastic. Everything's on the upswing at church, and everything's on the upswing business-wise. So with that, I'm going to wish you a very happy New Year. I don't know if I'll get to give you another message. I'm going to be in Kansas with my daughter and her family, but maybe. If not, I'll see you after New Year. God bless everybody. Peace.